Here we're going to focus on the Tyrrells 002 to the 004. I have three slot cars here in 1/32 scale, Scalextric and SCX, Spanish made. And we have the 1/18 scale of the 003, 004 with a 1/18 scale Ken Tyrrell himself, the owner, creator of the team. Let's take a closer look at him. Quite a nice likeness and very cool outfit. He has a headset in the works here. Very slick looking. This is, even though these cars are from 71, 72, particularly 71 is when these cars really ran. And this particular figure here of Ken Tyrrell, this came out when they were coming out with the six-wheel Tyrrell, and got more commercial, and that's why he's got the slick overcoat and such, which really didn't have. He was really starting out team. He's one of the not first, but definitely one of the last of the entrepreneurial Formula One team owners. A whole different era. But here, this Exoto, this is the first high-end diecast that I had purchased, and love this car. This is the one that got me into Formula One and following it. First saw the Tamiya model kit built up by a friend and just absolutely thought it was stunning. And this diecast metal is just beautiful. The detail is incredible. The scale, the proportions, the accuracy is dead on. The Jackie Stewart figure, excellent with that tartan helmet. Yeah, so this car, I have seen several times at vintage races, and just spectacular. And I've taken many, many photos of this car just to really look at how accurate the die cast, the models, the slot cars, everything is. And it is beautiful. So here, I'll put this aside and we'll take a look at the slot cars. So one of the ones I really wanted to focus on was this SCX. This one was a reissue and really painted up to be more accurate than when it was first came out. One of the things that I found really quite nice on this is the tartan on the helmet. Super detailed. They really did an amazing fine job on that. The colors, everything is quite nice on here. And it really came in a beautiful box here. You can take a look with lots of close-up pictures of the actual car that stand up quite well with that scrutiny of that close photography. Really, really nice. Now, there's a few issues with this car for accuracy, and it was really nice when Scalextric came out with this car, because they made their cars, especially at this time, they really upped their game. The Scalextrics from England, they would go to the actual car and do a 3D scan. And then they fit the components to keep that integrity of proportion. So these are spectacularly accurate, nicely done. And if we take a closer look at here, yeah, that's James Gardner, who was the Frank Gardner, yeah, was the one that came up with this shape, what they call the Coke bottle shape, with the more bulbous sides and coming down. The McLaren and the BRM kind of followed suit, and yeah, so it was a common sort of look that they all kind of copy each other of what's successful and what's working. Well, just lost the back end off of that. If we look at the Scalextric 002, distinctive because of that very blade, that high off the ground wing at the front, with the radiator intake underneath. So quite a distance between the track and that front wing, but really nicely reproduced. And these proportions are just spectacular. And again, I got photo reference, and again, lots of books and things to see that accuracy, and quite nicely done. One of the failings on this one is the helmet. They made an attempt of getting the Francois Sever helmet here, They got the stripes right, but they didn't have the side were blue on either side, and they just have it white. They fixed that on a subsequent one in the 004 chassis, and looks much better. But I also find the helmet quite small and kind of narrow. It looks an odd shape. I do like the SCX one a little better. Nice fuller helmet, nice size. And with the visor on here, this doesn't have the visor. It's just like an open, you kind of see the face in there. But it's kind of odd without the visor. It'd be nice if that was just filled in. It would be more appealing. But the big thing, comparing this to the SCX, is you can see the airbox here is black. Wheel rims are all black. There's aluminum colors, but when you look here, way too much chrome, way too shiny. The wheel rims chrome. Never ran that way. Engine covers, all the engine details, all chrome, and even the back end here, transmission. No, Formula One never had chrome like that. And when you look at this airbox, wrong shape. It's very tall, very rounded. You can see here it's quite low, flat, and black, whereas this one quite inaccurate. So yeah, I'll probably visit this and kind of fix some of those things, because I do find it takes away from the model. Even the exhaust pipes, if you can see back in here, are all chromed. Not the case. If you look on this one, it is black, matte black, which was common for exhausts at the time. Exception Honda, a few years earlier, had white exhaust pipes. Even with Ferrari, they even up to the 80s, they had white exhaust pipes. I don't know how much that took to keep them white and working. But now, what I want to try is checking them out on the track. So here are the 002s next to each other. And sitting on the track, you can really see that the Scalextric one here is far more accurate than the SCX. Look how high off the ground and smaller that front wing is compared to this one. Lower and wider, more accurate to the real thing. Got nice other little detail printings and such on there, which are excellent. When running the SCX, they did a number of cars around this era, late 60s, early 70s. They did the BRM and a McLaren and a few others that are really nicely done. But again, accuracy, maybe not so much. But about these cars is that they never made them with magnets. And I run them without the magnet. And they, to their credit though, they run really nicely without them. These newer Scalextrics, yeah, pretty heavy magnet on there and really over the top motors on them. So I really got to dial down the voltage to get these to even be able to run them without them coming off the track. Whereas this being older, and you can see that old open can sort of motor here, very typical of early English Scalextric, as well as these SCX. They all did these standard motors. You really got to run them at 14 volts to get the full performance out of them. And they're not overpowered. Actually, they handle really quite well. So we'll take this one for a run and see how it goes. So running the SCX at 14 volts, I mean, it's still nowhere near as high powered as the Scalextric at 12 volts. But without the magnet though, what's very cool is that you can get that back end out. You can really control drifts and slides, and that to me is a lot of fun. So I highly recommend these. And it's great when you run similar. So when I get the other SCX cars out, these are great to run together. Not competitive with the Scalextrics. It's like a losing battle for sure. So the Scalextric turn here of this car, maybe what I'll do is we'll give the blunt nose 004 a shot, and we'll give that a run around the track. Dialing it back to 12 volts, much more manageable, and I'm driving it very easily here to keep it on the track. But with the magnet and just that amount of output, it runs really nicely. Books, yes, so there's a number of books documenting the 70, 71, 72 season that this car ran, autocourse, the classic annual on following the Grand Prix season. Look at it, it's big, beautiful. Here's a good example to be able to check these reproductions out, see how accurate they are, and they're quite good, quite faithful, and reproduce very nicely. So we have of course the other annual, the competing annual, very nicely done. This one's out of France, this one's out of England, but photography in both is gorgeous. And look at this perfect shot of Jackie Stewart looking down into the cockpit. And we can compare that with this model. Very, very accurate, very nicely done. Excellent. And then we have another European publication of Formula One, and yeah, some nice articles here and photos of the racing season. Here's a very cool, I like books, textile, and how clever layout and such, as opposed to digital things. Because look at this great fold out here of this starting grid. Fantastic, yeah. And then the back that features each of the teams, like these annuals, they go through team by team and really take a look and detail the significance of each car, innovations, often checking out, here we go, here's the Tyrrell section here, Francois Severe, but these nice detail shots, which is fabulous to be able to compare those to the die-cast and the slot cars. See how accurate and authentic they've reproduced those.